Broads Media.
I just want to start with the power of the bats. I've just seen Bryce Harper demolish pitches left and right. In spring training, he's hitting 400. He's got a 1.504 OPS. He's hit 6 bombs. He should have had 3 homers in one game over the weekend. But somehow, when he hit it 9,000 feet in the air, and it was literally underneath the outfield for, I don't know, what felt like 6 minutes, it didn't go out of the ballpark. Should have been 3, though. He's raking. He looks dialed in. We watched Schwarber crush pitches. We're seeing Mickey Moniak. Mickey Moniak is hitting 2 in a game at times. And you know what? I read a great piece from Scott Lauber and the Philadelphia Inquirer about where Mickey Moniak is and the help of Kevin Long. Now, I'll be honest with you. Every time I want to talk about Kevin Long, my brain just transitions to Kyle Long of the Chicago Bears. I go football. So I swear to you, to this point, I feel 50% of the time I've called him Kyle Long, and then 50% of the time I've called him Kevin Long. Work with me here. It's going to take some time for my brain to kind of have that settle in and digest it. I'll get it soon, I promise you. Now it's an extreme focus, and I overanalyze every time I want to say his name because I need to get this right. Kevin Long, okay, has been working with Mickey Moniak, and during the stages of not being able to discuss because of the lockout and the owners holding them hostage, if you will, that he studied tape, he studied film, he studied at-bats over and over and over again of Mickey Moniak, and then when they saw each other, hey, stand closer to the plate. How do you feel about standing closer to the plate? Mickey Moniak goes, easy, let's do it. And now pitches that are outside seems to be more middle to him, and he's driving the baseball beautifully. I watched him not only in previous games with an 0-2 count, rope it down the right field side off the wall for a nice how do you do, but now one of the things I praise Bryson Stott for is the kid just works at bats, and he fouls some pitches off. He might fall behind early, but he stays in there, looks comfortable, feels smooth. I'm watching Mickey Moniak fall down 0-2, watch some breaking pitchers do their thing. Now he works a full count, and then on a full count, he's driving the baseball, and it was sort of a loop, to be fair. It was kind of a, you kind of looped in there, if you will, but still, it's just the fact that he's working the count, and I didn't want to use an adjective that made it seem like it was some powerful swing and some monster cut that I'm amazed with, but it was good. It was solid. It dropped right in there in front of the center fielder, and it's just the fact that now he just seems like he belongs. He feels like he belongs, I should say. It's only spring training. We know that, but I also feel that everyone understands that, right? It's not like when we discuss things that are going well or things that are going poorly, every time we have to throw out the disclaimer that, bros, relax, it doesn't mean anything. These games don't mean anything. I know. I've watched baseball long enough to see that there have been generated success in spring that did not correlate to regular season. I've seen guys look awful in spring training, and then they look fantastic in regular season. So I'm not telling you it means something, but I'm telling you it's better to look solid here than not when you are a younger player trying to earn your stripes and earn your spot on the big field. All right, and I love the fact that Joe Girardi talks to Mickey Moniak prior. Yo, you're coming to Philly with us. What's he do? It seems like he's inspired or something because he's murdering pitches left and right. And the confidence and swagger of when he does do this and he just lays the bat down in this nice, cocky, confident way. It's like the trot and the bat afterwards that he knew it was gone. And you don't do that if you're not feeling some type of way. You got to read the body language. You got to read the tone. When you see Alec Bohm, you know, it's kind of cliche, but someone always talks about psychology in sports at one point in your life, and they talk about body language, and you could tell by looking at a dugout who's winning and who's losing without seeing the scoreboard based off the way that they are interacting with one another, based off the way that it's loud or it's not loud or it's crazy, it's not crazy. You could just see, when you study Alec Bohm, this guy's grounding out into double plays. He's hesitating and he's keeping the ball too long in his glove after fielding a ground ball. Can't get it over to first. And then Izzy on the Yankees is beaten out an infield single because he can't get the baseball out of his glove and he's hesitating and it's problematic. He did have one nice home run in the last couple of games. And then he also had a nice swing today. First pitch swing and took it to right field. Gene Segura ended up getting canned out by Stanton over in right field. Just makes an excellent throw trying to go from first to third. Alec Bohm has seemed to be better as of late at the plate, but not enough to make me feel comfortable moving forward with him. And it's pretty basic in my eyes on what I want to do with Alec Bohm at this point. If I can't trade him, it's go to the minors. That's what I want. You know that Kevin Long is working on his bottom half. He's working on everything with his body and his swing. What's the point of working a platoon option at the major league level between a lefty and a righty and Bryson, Stott, and Alec Bohm? He has to re-register his brain. He has to somewhat start at a new turning point in his career at the dish. Let him see those pitches. Let him get those at-bats. Let him see the ball easier and better instead of all this added pressure. But I read a piece on NBC Sports Philadelphia of Jim Salisbury, wrote it, of NBC Sports Philly, and he's talking about how it's possible that you're going to see both of these guys up there. Now, because of the bullpen and some things happening there, you're looking at bodies, and it opens up the door for the Phillies to make that happen. I don't want anything to do with Alec Bohm and Bryson Stott sharing time. To me, that's stupid. To me, that's dumb. Mickey Moniak, Matt Vierling, I could live with that a little bit more. You're going to tell me that Stott, after the start that he has had to spring training, deserves to split time with Alec Bohm? You got to let the kid play. Stott, that is. Bohm, you go take your reps in AAA, or we're sending your ass out of here. That's what it is for me. If we do that, I'll be honest with you, I'm going to be bothered. Now, there's a lot of things that distract me. Kyle Schwarber leading off, the storyline of what they're going to do in the second hole, in the 2-hole, whether it's JT or Gene or Reese, whatever they envision, that's going to distract me. Bryce Harper, raking, Castellanos. I have to give my opinion here on Castellanos, okay? I know he's going to pound 1 billion home runs. And he's going to be a great cleanup hitter. I don't think he's got much swag. I don't like his at-bat. I don't like his swing. Now, I've seen his swing before. I've watched Nick Castellanos play. The Reds have had plenty of awesome moments to watch. He was with Detroit at times with Dave Dombrowski, too, at an earlier stage in his career. I've seen Nick Castellanos. But you learn more. You see more. You understand more. You break down guys more when they're on your squad. The swag, the lack thereof, it doesn't look great. But I don't care as long as you register what you need to on the back of the scorecard or on the back of the baseball card. He's going to produce. He's going to rock a lot of dingers. He's going to crush pitches all over the ballpark. So I don't care how it looks. I'm just giving you my opinion. I don't think the guy's filled with much swag on field. He's got it in the confidence, though, and that's what matters, is he feels that he can do lethal damage in this league, and that generates inside. And then when you feel a certain type of way, you normally are able to make it happen and execute that on the field. That's number one. That's the most important. In terms of just the look of it all, though, I mean, can we be honest with ourselves? It's not the prettiest in the world. I watched Moniak today hustle down the first base, steal second base, and then tag up from third base, beating out a Stanton throw at home. Now he's giving you that work ethic, baby. Mickey Moniak playing with pride. I love it. Not me. Not me. I would never say anything wrong about Mickey Moniak. It's a good thing over the last handful of years. I just zipped my mouth shut and didn't label him a bust. I never said the phrase Mickey Moniak sucks. I've been feeling good about this kid. I've always thought his stats in minor leagues were electric. I always thought that this was going to be an incredible journey for Mickey Moniak and things would finally work out after Matt Klentak drafted him, after I saw some things in the mind. Of course, not for 1 ounce did I feel that this was going to be a devastating thing to witness, Mickey Moniak. Of course not. Shame on all of you. This offense can have a ton of success in game 1 of a series where they make you go to your bullpen early on, your starter's out in 4, and now there's this huge problem with the team you're facing, game 2, game 3, and possibly game 4 in a series, which their bullpen could be more beat up because this lineup is going to make it living hell. It's one after the other, after the other, after the other. I would not want to be on the other side. And I'm way more open to JT Realmuto in this 2-hole than I thought. I've done some thinking around in my head about this lineup, and I think I'm okay with any. I'm okay with Gene. I'm okay with Reese. I'm okay with JT. But if you give me Schwartz, I'm going to write this out just so I could see it with my eyes because it makes it even that much more gorgeous. You got Schwartz. You got JT. Bryce. Nick. Reese. Didi. Gene. Stott. We'll go, it could be Stott or Moniak. They're both lefties anyway. Schwartz, JT, Bryce, Nick, Reese, Didi, Gene, Stott, Moniak. I would try and make it lefty-righty as much as humanly possible, because think, if you have a lefty-lefty, let's say you got Schwartz and Bryce up, and you're going to the pen, you're bringing in your lefty. Think about JT in that 2-hole. It's so massive, and you go lefty-righty as much as you possibly can. You could shape this thing up to be dangerous. So what you would have to do at that point, though, would be now Didi bats 5th, which I don't know if I trust him to bat 6th, and Reese would bat 6th, which is so deep for him. Unless you flip-flop Reese to the 2-hole, JT would then bat 6th, which I would feel more comfortable with that because I feel Reese deserves more of an opportunity in the upper half of the lineup than a 6th spot for sure, but that opens up for you to be able to really get this thing going where lefty-righty all throughout. We do know, though, that there's some opportunities for Matt Vierling based off of his righty at-bat, and then Mickey Moniak with his lefty at-bat, and deep down, I'm telling you, they're going to do something that we despise over at third base. I don't know if it's because of a confidence thing. They don't want to hurt Alec Bohm with the way that he's feeling, and they think right now is the best chance to hold on to whatever he has left. But I don't know. There's something to be said about when there's this whole new philosophy added to your game. I don't know what sitting on the bench watching would really do. I don't know how that benefits you more than if you're just playing every day, getting the at-bats. Will that hurt his trade value? Is this Dave Dombrowski realizing that I'm going to move this kid, and I'm looking to maximize my value? And this is where that Dave Dombrowski trust comes into play. But if you're trying to move him to land someone that can really help your team in another area, and you like what you can do in the spot of Alec Bohm with other pieces, well, then sending him down to the minors now has a different viewpoint from the outside looking in on what he brings to the table and what his skill set is. Even though every organization ever could look at Alec Bohm and think to themselves, we could change him, we could unlock that. So that's still there, and it always will be there because that body frame does have value to the game of baseball. He just looks like he's getting really emotionally involved, which we want that to happen, but it's causing too much stress, and he's overthinking, and he's trying to do too much, where I'll give a lot of credit to Mickey Moniak here, and there's a whole piece on the Inquirer about him and his journal, and he would write in his journal to get out his thoughts. He used it as a therapist so he could really get what he was feeling out instead of speaking to someone about it, which changed the way that he approached the game of baseball. And I'll say this, a handful of years ago, back in 2016, he was the first overall pick. The expectations that goes on someone when that's the case is so massive, especially in a world with social media and a lot of expectations. I could see it going south if it does start to unravel a bit, and that's what happened with Mickey Moniak. The way that he has now seemed to step into camp with an attitude of, I'm just going to play my game. I'm going to be this version of Mickey Moniak. Whether that's worth being a first-round, first overall pick or not, whether that's worth being the number one pick where the Phillies could have had anyone, could have picked anyone in the world. They selected him. There's such a bar that's set when that's the case. It seemed like he eliminated that talk. He eliminated that from the existence and said, I'm Mickey Moniak. This is me. Let's see what we can do with this. And right now, He's giving Matt Vierling a run for his money. Now, it would be interesting to think about what would have happened if the Phillies signed a Starling Marte, who can swipe you 47 bags, might get caught stealing about 14 times, but he can give you a 310 batting average. Where would Mickey Moniak fall? Would he be just a guy off the bench, lefty pop, hopefully, if he can hit regular season pitching the same way that he's seeing this pitching? But you could just see the way he's in the box. And I mentioned this earlier in spring training. When he does make connections and when he does make when he barrels it up, there's something to be said about how pretty that swing is, how gorgeous it is. It's solid for real. Like, it looks good. Kevin Long, move up. Move up in the plates.